back to recovering a love for God, sometimes I want to ask myself, what have I given for him? Is it only what he can do for me? Is that why I love him? Because of what he can do for me? Am I a lover or a user? Do I love him only when I think and feel like he's blessing me? If I've lost my passion and fire, why? Well, the heart goes where the sacrifice and the investment have gone. Real love follows after the sacrifice. Right now, one of our members is in the hospital following a major surgery. It's a hip replacement. You know, you go to the hospital and you've been under the knife and you wake up, that's when you want to feel sorry for yourself for the pain that you're feeling, right? You want somebody to take care of you. Besides which, give me some good drugs, this hurts. But you know what? That member of ours that's in the hospital has led 2 hospital workers to the Lord in 2 days. While she's been in pain, and while she's running a fever, while she's unable to move very much. And the first one she led to the Lord came in the hours right after she came out of anesthesia. Now, does that sister love the Lord? Yeah. Is she filled for passion with him? Yes. Because where her investment is, you'll find her heart. So you don't feel and then invest. You invest and then you feel. Maybe you're one of those that wonders where you belong or if you really fit. And my question is, what group have you invested in? What people have you given yourself to? To whom have you sacrificed your time? Whose stories did you sit down and listen to, even when they were boring? Or was your participation all about you? I don't mean that to condemn anybody. Please don't take it that way. I'm not talking. But what I'm talking about is how life works. It's how life works. This is how love works. It's how glory comes. It's how passion grows. It's how love deepens. It's how fires get lit. That's how fires get relit. Life and love follow after investment. A lot of people have fallen away in recent decades because the culture of self that surrounds us seeped into the church and turned too many of us into navel gazers who are seeking to have our needs met. The generation before mine that fought World War II, they were called the greatest generation because they understood sacrifice for something that was larger than themselves. They rose up together to defeat 2 great evil powers on 2 fronts in the most destructive war the world has ever seen. They understood that they couldn't win if they waited to have a feeling. They understood there were covenants to honor, and they honored them. Their marriages lasted. Our nation prospered. Church attendance soared. We were one nation under God back then, and everybody knew it. They understood that love is a choice. They understood that it's a commitment and an action, and they built a nation. Now, I believe that God is calling forth a generation of believers, young and old today, who understand what I'm saying. A generation of passion and fire that's based in these 3 points of advice I gave to that young man. And I'll summarize them. 1, stop waiting to have a feeling. 2, start honoring your covenant with the Lord regardless of what you might feel. And by extension, honor your covenant with everybody else that you're committed to. 3, love is a choice. It's a commitment and an action. And finally, where your treasure is, that your investment that you offer in faithfulness, that's where your heart, your love will be. So be part of a rising remnant, people. There's a rising remnant. Be part of a rising remnant who really know and understand what Jesus has called us to. It's a glorious day in front of us. And if we'll do that, if we'll be that rising remnant, we will rise in covenant, walk in these 3 things I'm talking about. We're going to enter into the glory and the joy of the greatest outpouring of the Spirit that history has ever seen. It's coming. It's coming.